There they go into the back. The blue line on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to another big edition of Talking Trots on the back of Wishing Bell winning the Trots End Diamond Classic for the fillies. We roll into the Hoist Talk Pearl Classic for the boys and a couple of exciting young horses going around as well. El Maestro for Robbie Williams, who was on the breakfast show this morning with Taylor and Digby, spoke really well and obviously very excited about this fella up against Ideal Beach for Justin Prentice and Gary Hall Jr. And Justin Prentice is going to join us in just a moment to chat about his three runners on Friday night and a couple going around at Bunbury on Saturday night. As I say hello to Glen Mortimer. Morts, welcome to you. Exciting time, these 2-year-olds coming back.
Certainly is, Michael, and good to be here. This is 3 weeks in a row, I think.
Yes, almost a record.
Good effort. Good to be back, and some great racing. And tomorrow night, of course, there's a couple of races there which are very, very tricky. They got, as you can just start to see the quality come back, but the Pearl is a very interesting race. As we know, El Maestro is a very talented horse. Ideal Beach has got the draw, and of course there's plenty of other good horses around them as well. So that should be a great event, and the free-for-all should be good. So there's plenty of good racing there tomorrow night.
The 3-year-olds. 3-year-olds got to be a good race. Those 3-year-olds coming back, the fillies last week, and it's the Open this Friday night. But as you said, the free-for-all, get to see Ronaldo going around again against Golden Lode, who's a real up-and-comer. But obviously the main race is the Hoist Talk Pearl Classic for the 2-year-old boys, and $100,000 on offer. Bit of a betting move. Morts, did you open your shoulders? $1.70 to $1.36 Ideal Beach.
That certainly wasn't me, Michael, that's for sure. It was that's a crazy price.
Yeah.
Stupid price.
Yeah, I think so. Too short. But there you go.
We can ask Bomber and Ollie a bit later on, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be diving into $1.38.
No, might be another adjustment before we get to the race, but it's been pretty solid at that $1.40 or less for the past day or so. But
it's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway,
it was a good. It was a great night last Friday night.
Yeah.
Some really, really good racing as always. Wishing Bell. It was no surprise. No surprise there for Aidan DeCampo. It was a good win, good night, and plenty of exciting racing like there is this Friday night. And Bomber last Friday night had a 3-unit positive result, which is good. Ollie had a winner. He also had a galloper as well, so we've got to take that one out of the out of play. But good night by Bomber, 3 units up.
And got the best price if you took it as soon as he tipped it. Because the first one started much shorter.
Certainly did, and that's why we say to
Gully Gum.
To get the early prices. Gully Gum eventually got to the lead, then had to battle pretty hard to keep them off and was too strong for Bob Melsop. He's got a pretty good strike rate, Bob
really
Melsop.
well.
Really, really well indeed. So that was a good win. Vegas Strip got out very, very fast and was able to hold out Dark Eyes, which our guest last week indicated could happen. Now, gutsy win, Princess Katie. I must admit I wasn't sure she had that sort of run in her, but that was a very gutsy win. Had to work hard, eventually get to the leader. Had one punter standing next to me who was sweating a bit mid-race. But
yes, it was a big result.
But fortunately, Princess Katie got up, and it was a very nice drive by Emily Savelko.
Yes.
Really good, and had one very happy punter after that. Magnificent Storm, just too good.
Yeah, class show.
Yeah, just too good. And like we said, it was game over once Wishing Bell found the front.
And Bondi did give his chances a good portion. They ran second and third, especially Golden Lode.
Yeah, no, good run.
Yeah.
But Magnificent Storm, just too good. And a big push by the trainer on Blaze Away. Ran to the front and was far too good, bolted in.
Yes. The $1.70 looked a good price a long way from home, didn't
Certainly
it?
did. No, that was a very, very good win.
One drive for Abby, one win.
Copperhead Lady got the lead and was never really troubled.
She's a good filly.
Yeah, certainly is.
Really good
underrated.
filly.
And then Del Boca Vista Bay for my man Trent Wheeler at $91.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Can cause an upset.
Certainly can. Rockability got a nice passage throughout and sprinted quickly on the turn to hang on and beat the stablemate. And, of course, Love Affair won the trot.
In the last, that's right.
Yep. Which, long gone by then, Michael. Friday night at Gloucester Park, there was a training double for the very powerful Michael Young stable and a driving double for Aidan de Campo. Saturday night at Bunbury, another winner to Bob Malsop.
Yep.
Jeez, going unbelievable. And a driving double to Toby Lynn. Sunday at Central. Didn't see you. I watched him on TV, couldn't see you on course.
Wasn't cool. I was watching on TV as well.
Right, okay. Yep. So Central was a training treble for Lang Inwood and driving double for Emily Savelko. Monday at Pinjarra, driving double for Dylan Edgerton Green, who's in really good form. Yep. And Tuesday at Gloucester Park was a driving double for our mate Stewie Max. So,
yep. And actually Bob had another winner Monday.
It's going really well.
Winners everywhere.
Yeah, it certainly is. Big week in harness racing, Michael, and
sure was.
Big Friday night coming up.
Yes, looking forward to it. Now also, we're going to talk to Justin Prentice in a moment. We've also got Merv Butterworth on tonight's show. We're doubling up on the guests again.
Yes.
Double value for this podcast. Double your money. Double bang for your buck.
It's just, I feel sorry for Ollie because he's been pushed back further now, and I just wonder how many are awake when...
we're going to have to wake him up.
Yeah, I think so.
Little...
Yeah. No, looking forward to chatting with Merv.
Merv's got Copy That, the dual New Zealand Cup winner, the Race by Grins winner, son of American Ideal, standing at stud here in WA this season. So we'll talk to Merv about that. But speaking about a son of American Ideal, Ideal Beach, he won the Sales Classic earlier this year.
Got a nice draw.
He got the draw on Robbie's horse, who came back in the heat, and it looked a stronger heat on paper. And
yeah, I would have thought so, yeah.
And the way it played out, and they're two very good horses, and it was whoever got the barrier draw was going to start favourite.
Correct.
And Ideal Beach has got it, Robbie Williams. Now it's a real tactical drive for Robbie about what he does.
From 10, yeah, certainly makes it a bit trickier.
Yeah, but he's very good with a 2-year-old Robbie, horse. And yeah, he looks like he's got a nice one in his hands, but so too does Justin Prentice with Ideal Beach, and you can tell that Justin really likes his horse when you talk to him. And he did run second to El Maestro in the heat about 10 days ago. But let's go back to the Sales Classic, where he won the heat pretty convincingly. Ideal Beach was the only runner off the back line. Great drive by Junior to get him in the 1-1. He had to come 3 wide marching at the bell, though, and it was a really good sustained run, and he won it on sheer ability. Here's Ideal Beach winning the $125,000 APG Colts and Gelding Sale Classic Final.
Ideal Beach all over the top. 28-4 just in front. Here's Ideal Beach. Cease to react is back in the centre. Butter Me Up fights hard. Ideal Beach coming hard though. Ideal Beach all over the top. It's Prentice again and Hall Junior, and Ideal Beach raced away to beat Cease to React, and third in Butter Me Up. Fourth home on the outsiders. Fear the Storm.
Yeah, he looked pretty smart in the Sales Classic. He came back. His heat ring was full of merit against a really nice horse in El Maestro. And his trainer joins us on the line, Justin Prentice. Justin, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Mate, every time I speak to you about this horse, he seems to be get you a little bit excited. He's something special, is he?
I don't like to say that any of them are special, but he's a nice horse. He's always sort of suggested that he's been a nice horse all the way along. His first 2 runs, earlier on in the season, I was wrapped with them, and I was really happy with his heat run. You know, he sat outside Robbie's horse, who looks like a really exciting type, and I thought he sort of stuck it out really well. He should improve off that run. He went into it. Probably I would have loved to have had a trial or a race start before that, but we didn't get to. So I thought he stuck in there really well and showed some fight to hang in there for second.
Yeah, he certainly did. They came home in a nice last quarter, and he stuck on. So since the run, he's just how did he pull up afterwards, and how much improvement can we expect, do you think, on Friday night?
Hard to sort of put an exact figure on what he should improve on. I think he'll improve as he goes through his prep with fitness. He's come through the heat run really well. He had a good blow that night, and he seems really bright in himself. His work's been good, and he's very full of himself today, feeling good. So, I think, the baby's generally improved quite a lot just through sort of, going back to the races, but he did have quite a bit of improvement in him fitness-wise too, I think.
As other horses in the race will, which will make an exciting race. Drawn barrier 2, must have been pretty happy when you saw that.
Yeah, I was. It looks like a good draw on paper. It's obviously, you never know, especially with the young horses. But on paper, we're in a good starting position, and we come out of that draw in the heat. And Junior said he felt super out the gate. Felt like he had, plenty of gate speed there, and so we'll probably try and use that tomorrow night. I guess that'll be Junior's plans.
And El Maestro, just talking about probably the main danger looking on paper. He certainly is a good trainer, Robbie Williams, and can get a good 2-year-old. And I'll tell you what, he's a lovely looking individual, El Maestro, as well, isn't he? He's stable next to you during the heat?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's a beautiful type. He's always looked really nice, sort of just watching him on TV. He looked like a nice pacer and that. But yeah, he's just a really nice cut of a horse as well. And yeah, Robbie and him do a great job. They've always got, not a huge team, but they've always got nice horses, and I'm pretty sure he's one that they bred themselves. So it's exciting to have some nice West-bred horses going around against each other.
Got a couple of nice horses drawn outside you, as well as obviously the other one on the inside of the back line. Ideally, get to the front, and then hopefully with Junior on board, can just lead them all the way.
Yeah, I guess that would be ideal. The other heat winner was really impressive, and yeah, he was, like a fairly expensive purchase to Aiden's, and sort of probably mustn't have been quite ready early on, and he's just matured, and I thought his heat win was really impressive. He went through the line strong, and obviously we got a barrier draw advantage on him, so I guess, I won't give Junior any instructions. He'll have an idea in his head, I hope, and he'll stick to it, I hope.
Using that word, I hope, a lot there, Justin. We certainly hope he does as well. But before we get to that race, in the race before, you've got two really good chances in what's a reasonably open sort of field. The 3, which Hotly Pursued comes out, which was the potential leader. Mighty Ronaldo. Now, Mighty Ronaldo seems to have come back better than ever this time in.
Yeah, he seems really good. He's probably, each time I've always brought him back, and he's sort of just come back for the big races, and that's it. And it's really hard to sort of come back and, have, string wins together when you're racing the absolute best every week, like he has been for years now. So this year we sort of had the mindset. We tried to do it last year and sort of had a hiccup, so we couldn't, but I wanted to race him through the winter season, and he's getting older, and he probably doesn't really need the longer breaks now. He probably taken a bit too long to get him back if I give him a good break. So he went really, really good in the Nullarbor, and then he's probably slightly disappointing in the Freo Cup. He probably didn't quite back it up, which is unusual for him, but we just gave him a short let up, and he's come back in great form this time in, and it's really good to see him sort of being able to be driven a couple of different ways as well, not being in sort of the absolute race in the top free-for-allers every week. It's been really good to see him be a bit more versatile in his races and so show that he's got a few more strings to his bow than we thought he had.
He's only also about 18,000 or a touch less from $1 million. It'll be your first $1 million horse, Justin, and although it's great for your bank account and Mort's bank account, it's a special mark to achieve to have a horse that can earn $1 million, and he's only had the 71 starts.
Yeah, it is. It's always been something that I've thought would be, pretty awesome to be able to achieve with a West-bred horse. As far as I know, there's only been the two that I could think of was Fulton Tin and David Hercules, but I'm not sure if there's been some others. But it would be a great achievement by the horse to be able to do that. Like he's sort of raced against the best horses nearly his whole career, and he's had some good luck and he's had a lot of bad luck in those big races too, where he could have earned a lot more, but he's just such a ripper horse to have around the stable. And Junior said last time when he drove him over the mile, like how much fun it was in that race, just to sort of the way the race was run and how good he is to drive. And he's just such a happy horse and nice horse to drive now. And yeah, he's only fairly lightly raced really. So, fingers crossed he can keep going around for a bit longer and get that bank balance up a bit higher, while he's performing at his best in those big races. Then he can, and he's, happy at home, then he'll keep going around.
Yeah, like you bought him at the sales and you've brought him all the way through, and he's won all these big races virtually every year of his career, but he's also not a big horse either. Like he's not the biggest of horse, and you see him standing next to some of the horses and they tower over him, but his stride must be just phenomenal the way that he covers the ground.
Yeah, he's not a big horse, but he's really well put together. I don't sort of spend a hell of a lot of time thinking, how small he is, because he's so well built. And when you sit behind him, he doesn't feel like a little horse. He does get over the ground really well, and he's just always had an unbelievable, motor. He's, can run such good time. And Will said when he drove him in the Nullarbor, he couldn't believe how easy he was running those sectionals. And I guess it's always been his best asset. He's got that good turn of foot, but he's been able to do it off a good tempo. He's always been so good in the wind and had a really good heart rate and that sort of thing. And, there's not too many times that you'd hobble him at home and he's, when you think of him sitting on anyone's back in track work, he wouldn't be the funnest horse for other horses to work with, because he just sort of gets past them so comfortably and looks like he's jogging all the time. I guess it was sort of a type of horse that I used to go for quite a bit. They're sort of smaller, nuggety types, because if you had the Mighty Quins and Chicago Bulls, and it's kind of what everybody sort of looked at that time, I think. But I'm glad APG made the misprint in the book and had him down as a double Westbred, and sort of made us think, well, that's probably enough to have a crack at him. And if it wasn't for Trevor Lindsay telling me to make sure I have a look at him, because I was looking at him in the box and I thought he looked nice, but I generally just stick to my numbers and that's it. And Trevor said, you got to get him out. So we did, and went back and spoke to John, and he said, well, being a double Westbred, we might as well have a go. And then found out later that he wasn't double Westbred, but glad we had a crack at him anyway.
Yeah, it didn't matter in the end.
No, look, he's been a wonderful horse and won a lot of big races for you along the way. But I've got to ask, that last start win, when you're racing against a horse the calibre of Magnificent Storm, that must make it pretty special to be able to beat a horse as good as Magnificent Storm.
Yeah, it does. It really felt like a big race win, that. But it's just because he beat such a good horse. Like, you have so much respect for a horse like Magnificent Storm. He's like a champion, and I guess also, a race where he's made his own luck, and it's not been a race where he's just been a sniper like he has in the past. He had to work forward and make his own luck in the race. And I guess he's always been a distance horse, so people might have thought that he wouldn't run a mile, but I knew like he should run a good mile, because at the time I took him to Sydney and he went 51 in a trial at Menangle jogging. So we sort of like thought if, Junior summed the race up so well and sort of didn't really open him up out at the start. And yeah, he just said coming in for the bell, we're really running. Junior said he's just pricking his ears and having a great time. So it's it really is one of the best wins I reckon we've had with him throughout his career.
Yeah, certainly was. Yeah. Certainly was very exciting. And you've got another talented runner in the race as well, Rolling Fire. Drawn the 11, get a nice run through. How's he been since his last start, which was a very impressive fast finishing second?
Yeah, he's been good. He's working good at home and been really happy with his form. I thought he went good last start. I thought he looked a little bit sort of, laid back in the run, which he always is, but he sort of looked like he took that to a whole nother level. And but so we've just sort of given him a fortnight between runs and freshened him up a little bit. I think, it looks a really good draw on paper for him, and he's really taken the step up into this grade. He's another one that he probably doesn't have the turn of foot as Ronaldo, but he can follow a hot speed if he needs to. He's been able to step up into this grade and sort of hasn't really had to be, in front or in the breeze like he probably did earlier on to be competitive. So that's been good to see. And Trent's always driven him really well. So hopefully we get a good spot tomorrow night. And yeah, if they go too hard up front, I think he's definitely an each way chance.
Where do you expect to see both of them in the run? Or where would you like to see them?
I haven't put too much thought into it whatsoever, actually. That's why I don't drive anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. So Junior's,
leave that up to
Ronaldo
Junior
so well this time in, and just leave it up to him. And Trent knows Rolling Fire so well now. They've got a good association together, and I'll just leave it up to them to make the decision on the night.
I suppose that's the big decision for you going forward, Justin, with Ronaldo and never ending of drivers, because obviously Gary Hall Jr. will jump on Mr. Smarty, and we're looking forward to those two clashing again. It's I suppose the drivers is also something you got to sort out moving forward.
Yeah, it will be. I haven't renewed my licence this year, so I'm out of the question. So at least I don't have to think about that. But yeah, I guess hopefully it's a problem we have to worry about when they're in the same race together, and hopefully, we can make the right decision at that time. But hopefully Never Ending won't be too far away. He's just had a slight setback, but nothing too serious, and it has been a bit frustrating. It's sort of like you think he's nearly ready to race, and then he gets a slight setback again. But the good thing is we haven't had, a full stop grand final date that we say we have to be ready at this time and he has to do this by this time. We just back off him and then sort of work his way back up and wait until he's right. But yeah, he's always seemed really well in himself. So fingers crossed we can see him back at the races soon and sort of back to his best form would be great.
Well, there's also plenty of time because the Stratton and Brennan are November into December Pacing Cup. So you've got that extra month this year as well with him.
Yeah, and I think, it'll be a good time of the year. He's just sort of had a bit of a rough winter, really, where he seems to be, getting sort of colds a bit, which he did quite a lot as a 2-year-old as well. But, yeah, I guess the benefit of being able to sort of just back off him and let him get over it and that now, once it starts to warm up in, September, October, and hopefully he'll be back to the races and we can, give, because he still needs that racing, continual racing in that level to, try and educate him and that sort of thing. He's still so lightly raced and hasn't raced in that at the highest level a lot. So I think that'll be the best thing for him if we can just sort of take him back to the Gloucester Park in the free for alls and sort of educate him, and then hopefully we can sort of have him at his best around the better races later in the year.
We certainly look forward to him coming back, and going to be some great clashes. Magnificent Storm coming back into some good form. Mr. Smarty,
Minstrel.
He's a Sport, Minstrel, Never Ending. So some great racing coming up. Saturday night, Justin, you go to Bunbury. You've got a couple of runners there. You've got Artful Major in the third. Was a last start winner, but has had a couple of weeks in between runs. How's he coming along?
Yeah, he seems okay. His work's good, but it always is. He's a horse that I think he has a lot of ability. Well, I know he does, but I just haven't got the best out of it on race night. He looked like he tried to do everything bar win last start and sort of just fell in and, at his best, he would have just won that comfortably. So I just spent a bit of time trying to figure a few things out and changed a little bit of his work and just to see whether we can, get the best out of him on race night. So, he's never a horse that you can go to the races with and have a lot of confidence in, because you're never really sure what horse is going to turn up. But I think if the best version of him turns up, then, he should be very hard to beat. But, on his work, we should see the best version, but I can never guarantee that.
So take on trust. But then in the Wasbar Country Oaks for 3-year-old Westbred fillies, got the very talented Ruby Lavera drawn out in 7 in a very nice field.
Yeah, it is a good field. Drawn poorly. She's obviously had a good prep last prep, and she seems to have come back well. She didn't have a long break, but she's just a filly that seems to have got better and better as she's got older. She's just a little bit sort of weak early on, and she's sort of getting stronger and stronger all the time. So I guess probably 2,500 metres is, a bit of a test for the fillies too. A lot of them sort of, if it's a genuine run race, a lot of the fillies, even around Oaks time, sort of the 25 sorts of feel them out. But yeah, it looks, not a big field, but a strong one. So she'll need to be sort of right on the top of her game to be up to them from that barrier draw. But yeah, I'm happy with her work at home. So hopefully she can, get a decent run from there and run a good race.
Yeah, it does look a really good 3-year-old fillies race with Rayonet, Bull Sharp Betty. It's Mar time. There's some really nice fillies and Ruby Lavera all heading towards the Tab Touch Oaks here at Gloucester Park. Justin, good luck over the next couple of days with your team. It looks like you got a couple of stars stepping out. Let's hope for our sake that you get the cash, and we'll see you on the track.
Yeah, not a problem, guys. Thank you.
There we go, Justin Prentice and his team. He's got a team ramping up.
Yeah, certainly
some nice
does
horses coming back.
Does this time of year.
Yeah, some nice. So, geez, Ruby Lavera, she impressed me last time in. She looked a different horse to what she was as a 2-year-old. And he said that development, she was a bit weak as a 2-year-old. Still won a Diamond Classic.
Yeah, she was lucky. It was just a perfect Kyle Harper drive, driving a horse that was probably getting towards the end of the prep, but had a crack at the diamond, and a terrific drive by Kyle enabled her to get up and win.
But she looked a different filly winning the 3-year-old version.
Yeah, didn't she
Just
ever?
completely different.
Yeah.
But once again, he's hard to beat in these 2-year-old races, Justin, when he lines them up, and he's got Ideal Beach going around in the Pearl Classic, $1.36 with Tab Touch, Ideal Beach, and $3.30 for El Maestro for Robbie Williams. They're the two under double figures. They hold the call. Wheels of Fortune $11, and then a big gap out to the rest. So it's going to be a really good race. But as always, we heard it in the Sales Classic. Richie Prentice and Hall Jr. have done it again, and looks like they're on target for another big race win.
Yeah, well. Yeah. De Campo, Bell.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you know who
Green,
the usual suspects line up in all these big races. And
yeah,
there's it's no fluke that Aiden qualified 4 in this race, and Michael's got one in, and Ryan Bell's always got a good horse. Now, one already scratched is Ryan's, which was Fear the Storm, who ran 4th in the Sales Classic early in the season. He scratched already. Looks like he's had a cut. Morts, the cruelest cut of all. So he's been gelded and will probably miss the West Spread as well. But just concentration wasn't on the track, and
happens.
He's a lovely looking horse, Fearless Storm. So I'm sure he'll be back, and he's got a lot of ability, and Ryan will get him right.
Certainly will. Going very well, Ryan Bell.
Yes, and he is, and driving well.
Yes.
Now, Ideal Beach by American Ideal, and there's big news. Another son of American Ideal in Copy That.
The richest
son of American Ideal is coming to stand in WA at Murray Vets, and Merv Butterworth is his owner and about to join us. He's a dual New Zealand Cup winner, amongst others.
Race by Grins.
The Race by Grins is the $1 million race, the slot race.
Sunshine Sprint.
Yep. Ballarat Cup, and a couple of those 4-year-old races in New Zealand. But as we introduce Merv, let's go to his biggest win by prize money. Obviously, his New Zealand Cups, whether his biggest races, they're iconic race, and he dual New Zealand Cup winners says it all. But he did win the Race by Grins, which is the $1 million slot race in New Zealand, and here is Copy That, defeating New Zealand's best.
33, Copy That, Old Town Road Akuta. Here's Self Assured. The big gun's about to fire. The leader, Copy That, Old Town Road. Self Assured down the outside. It's Copy That though. Copy That. He adds the Race by Grins to his already magnificent CV, and Copy That for the Race by Grins.
Yeah, that was Copy That winning the Race by Grins, the $1 million race, and as we said, dual New Zealand Cup winner, Ballarat Cup winner, Sunshine Sprint winner, Taylor Mile Messenger Stakes, 6-time Group 1 winner, and his owner joins us on the line, Merv Butterworth. Merv, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure.
I should say welcome back. You've been on before. It's good to chat to you again.
Thank you. It's well worth it.
It sure is, and it's great news, I think, for the breeding industry that you're bringing Copy That here to WA to stand at the Murray Vets. Like his CV speaks for itself. Son of one of the all-time greats in American Ideal, and he certainly everyone should know him already. But it's great that you sent him over to stand here in WA. What was the thinking behind sending him to WA?
Well, Michael, we had a number of inquiries from studs in New Zealand and one in New South Wales, and I put it through, and there's been more American Ideal winners in Western Australia than anywhere else. And when you think that American Ideal has side 5 out of the last 10 WA Pacing Cups, West Australians love American Ideal. And I thought, well, geez, I'd be knocking back a good idea if we don't stand him in Perth. And being a West Australian, it's just part of the bloodlines. Everything added up that I'm sure the breeders that do their sums will realise that they've got an opportunity here with Copy That, because he's the heir apparent to American Ideal. There's no doubts about it.
Yeah, well, and with American Ideal, I think Alan Parker told me that he's side the most ever WA Pacing Cup winners, American Ideal. And My Hard Copy, who's doing such a good job as a sire over here, we lost him not that long ago, so he's no longer here. So obviously a son of American Ideal who did such a great job already. He's a proven sire of sires as well, American Ideal.
Absolutely. He's got Australian sires. American Ideal has sons that are stallions in Australia and USA doing very well. And you're right about My Hard Copy. What a shame. In one semi-classic, he side first, second and third. And I thought, cheapers. That's another reason why Copy That's got to go to Perth.
He had 68 starts, Merv, for 33 wins, 18 places, and Michael read out some of the races he collected along the way, including 2 New Zealand Cups. Also very versatile, winning from 1609 to 3200 metres. Must have given you so much pleasure watching those 33 wins.
He was a sensational horse, that he was easy to manage. Being a stallion, he used to call out every now and again if he thought people weren't looking at him. But once he went out on the track, it was all business. It was 15.3 hands, so he wasn't the biggest horse on the track, but he was just so powerful, and his heart rate was incredible. It would go back to normal not long after a race. It was just exceptional, and the trouble is we don't find those horses often.
No. Well, you've found more than us.
Yeah, I think
Merv. Yeah.
I think that,
Arden Rooney and
I think you've got us covered, Merv.
a couple. Although I remember, Merv, with this horse, we're at the Auckland Inter-Dominion, and you walked past me and said, I think he was in a 3-year-old race. Copy that. Is a complete moral tonight. Whatever you do, just keep backing him and throw him in, whatever. So I had him in every all-up I had. And I think, did he get knocked over a little bit? And he missed stride, and he lost about 15 or 20 metres and still rounded him up and win. And as a 3-year-old, I thought, geez, he's a nice horse, this fella.
There was one night at Auckland, I was there with Dale Monteith, the chairman of HRV, and he galloped 3 times in the run. This was in his very early days. And he had this uncanny knack of broke into a gallop, and within about 3 strides, it was back pacing. And he did that 3 times and came down the outside and virtually won untouched. And I thought, oh, jeepers, you don't see that in any sort of race, let alone one that you own. And Dale came running down the stairs. He said, "Did you see that, Merv?" Blind Billy would have seen it.
Thanks, Dale.
Now, Merv, can I ask you a very, very hard question?
Sure.
What would have been your biggest thrill in harness racing? And the reason it's so hard is because I'm sure you've had so many amazing moments. But what's the absolute highlight through all the time in harness racing?
There were heaps. We've had over 1,000 winners.
Wow.
I started off and this is a true story. I've had a couple with Gary Senior, and I was visiting Perth, and he said, "G'day, Merv." I said, "G'day, Gary. How are you?" He said, "Oh, normal." He said, "How are the wins?" I said, "Oh, I've had about 47 for the season." He said, "Geez, I've got owners that have had far more than that." And I said to myself, "Well, if you can do it, I can do it." and I made a target of having a winner a week. And I kept a track of them. And anyway, we ended up doing better than Gary and his owners. Only because I went out and looked for the right sort of horses, and they call me Melbourne Merv in New Zealand because I'm often there, and it's easy when you understand the New Zealand scene and their way of working to find nice horses. So, Glenn, I realise I didn't answer the question in any form of detail, but Gary Senior sent me off on the right track, and with his response, I think he was saying, "I've got one up on you, Merv. We've got far more winners." But my very first thrill was our very first winner, and that was one that you never forget. There was another one. I had what's his name? Arden Rooney.
Arden, yeah.
Great Karen Manning.
Trained by Mark Purden, and Rooney fell out of love with Mark, and I said, Mark, it's time we moved on. He said, that's all right by me. And I said, Karen Manning, you've got to take this horse over, and there's two objectives. We've got to go to Kaikoura. We've got to win the Kaikoura Cup. We won it last year, and I promised everybody we would return. And the second one is the New Zealand Cup. Well, Karen, that was 1 week after Michelle Payne won the Melbourne Cup. And so we won the Kaikoura Cup and reminded all the Kiwis that we met our promise. And in the New Zealand Cup, we beat Mark Purdon. We led all the way. And the Kiwis and that New Zealand Cup, it's unbelievable. It's not a public holiday on that Tuesday, but the place is full. They shut the gates. And you just look up at the grandstand while you're on the presentation stand and you say to them, this is a better feeling than trying to win a Melbourne Cup. And they think that's fantastic. And I've done that 3 times now.
And another record that Karen broke on the way through. I've got to say, Glen Mortimer's Karen's biggest fan, Merv, as well.
That was certainly a highlight of me when it comes for me coming to New Zealand Cups was seeing Arden Rooney trained by the great Karen Manning. Doesn't get much better than that, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, and friends of ours owned the second horse. Can't remember its name now, but they didn't talk to me for nearly a week. But
I don't think Senior's going to be talking to you for a while either.
And I shouldn't say I said that 3 times because one year we weren't allowed to go to New Zealand because of blooming COVID. But we did win the race. It was an empty grandstand.
You didn't have much luck with COVID. I remember you ringing me, I think, or telling me that you're in the hotel and you had a horse running at Eagle Farm in a Group 1. You couldn't go see him.
Yeah, COVID got me. It was
a couple of times.
$1 million race, and the horse was sharp and smart.
That's it.
He ended up winning. He's won over $2 million, and ran fourth, a great fourth in it. And Saturday at Te Rapa.
Okay.
At the races on Saturday. He'll come back. He won a New Zealand Derby, ran second in the VRC Derby, won the, the Spring Champion Stakes at Ranwick. Yeah, he's a good horse, Mick.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. And I'll tell you that COVID, if you won't get it.
Now, Merv, you've had a lot of success here in WA over the years with Ross Oliveri and Gemma Hayman. Had some nice horses racing here in WA.
Yes, we're down to only a handful now. I'm focusing more on New Zealand. The stake money is going up in New Zealand, and HRA get at you with costs of fees for importing horses, and the airfares of flying horses over now. You're up for about far too much, about $8,000. You've got to win a couple of races to get your money, but to get square. So Ross is going crook at me because we don't have enough horses with him. But that's the way it is. But we've had Ross and us. We've had a very, very good relationship and won a lot of good races.
Yep, certainly have.
All right.
I've just got one more thing I want to ask. Did I read somewhere, Merv, that you were feeding and watering the Great Cardigan Bay back to health?
Yes. I was working for Teddy Gregg, and Cardi was in a sling because he'd fractured his hip when he ran out of the stables at Bernie Cushing's place at Cannington. Yeah, that's a true story, and I ended up sitting next to the original trainer driver. I can't remember his name now, at Pukekohe workouts one Saturday morning. I thought, blimey, what a small world.
Yeah. Well,
They're 50 years apart, those two events.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you're talking about famous horses, Cardigan Bay's just about the top. I think I think he's the first horse of either code to win $1 million, Cardigan Bay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They very rarely come back from that type of injury.
No. And you've got, before we wrap up and let everyone know where to contact you for Copy That, you've got one going around tomorrow night at Gloucester Park with Gemma and Chris Vokes in the bike, who's driven plenty of winners for you, in One Smart Fella, who on Tab Touch is currently $11. How do you think he'll go tomorrow night?
Should be 111.
There you go. Well, he's been supported. He's 15 into 11, Merv, so...
He might be back out to 15 in a minute.
Poor draw. I only wish we'd won that John Higgins memorial the other day.
Yeah.
Instead of dead heating.
Yes.
But it's better than nothing.
Yes, indeed it is. All right.
Getting back to Copy That, if I can just put in a bit of a commercial.
Yeah, go for your life.
I think he's got everything going for him to succeed at stud, mainly because American Ideal sons are proving themselves, and My Hard Copy is an easy reference for that. But we had to retire Copy That. He didn't stop racing because he was worn out. There was a ton of life in the bucket with him. It's just that he lost the cartilage in his off foreknee, and without that you can't race. And there's not a better credentialed sire in the West than this bloke.
He's got his own website, Merv. It's www.copythat.net.au, and it's a great website. There's all the information you need on there.
Terrific.
And he's standing at Murray Veterinary Services for $4,600, including GST, and he's very important over here, Merv, is that double Westbred, and he's a double Westbred.
Yes, and that includes also we're paying the freight to AI licensed operators. So, and there's up to 20% discount if you've got 2 or more mares. We're trying to make everything so easy to have a go.
It looks great. We've got brochures here at Gloucester Park as well that's just arrived today, so they'll be on the front desk when any of the trainers and drivers come in, or anyone wants to come and pick one up. They'll be here at Gloucester Park. So, Merv,
can I just say in closing, if you go to that website and you like red wine, well, you should settle down with a glass or more, because there's so much content on that website. Or if you're into coffee, you need more than a cup to stay awake.
There is plenty on there. There's replays. There's everything on there. It's really good, all the information. Merv, great to chat to you. Good luck with Copy That. No doubt we're going to be hearing more about his progeny once they hit the ground.
Terrific, Michael, and thanks very much, Glenn.
Look, really enjoyed the chat, and as Michael said, all the very best with Copy That. It's a great opportunity for us over here in the West. Yep,
and we'll see you next time you're in WA here at Gloucester Park, Merv.
Good on you. Thanks, guys.
Good on you. Merv Butterworth, who's had great success, heap of winners with Ross.
And done very well.
All over.
Very well, and just a good bloke, likes to
share
some stories, and I'm sure he's got plenty to share. Plenty.
Go senior drive-by?
Yeah, not just once either.
No.
A couple of times. But
There
no,
we go.
terrific to talk to Merv. And I do remember the association, with Ross
Yeah.
and Gemma.
Heap of
they're
winners. Heap of country
racing
cups.
very
Heap of
good
cups.
horses.
Yeah, they have plenty of good horses. Now, this segment, Morts, is brought to you by Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliances specialist, where RAC members receive an additional 5% every day.
Certainly do. And Michael, this weekend we have up to 20% off small appliances. Plus, if you're an
What's a
RAC
small appliance?
member,
A toaster?
one of my favourite, toaster, kettle,
Okay.
iron. They always make good Mother's Day gifts.
Yeah.
So
Or Father's Day gifts.
that's a good point. So we've got up to 20% off small appliances. But if you're an RAC member, 20 becomes 25.
There you go.
And we've doubled the RAC discount on Hisense as well. So
There
that
you go.
becomes 10% on anything Hisense. So lots happening at your local Retrovision store this weekend.
There you go. Should have sold some to Merv.
Big in the market. He was good. Good
He
to have a
did.
chat.
Good to have a chat. He was here only a couple of weeks ago, Merv. He was up in the Caduceus Club for their function, and when he was over here, and actually the president of Kaikoura was here.
Right.
And I said,
okay.
I've got someone for you to meet. And I took him up and said, this is Merv Butterworth. He's won a couple of your cups.
Yeah.
And they had a good chat. So
That's terrific.
So really good. Yeah. Any other news, Morts?
I think,
That's about done. It's another big segment, Morts.
yeah, it was. And
Another big
still got plenty in front of us.
Well, we've
Michael.
got Bomber to come up. Geez, he was informal. He was confident last week.
He was very confident
Started
last
the
week,
night on
plus
the right
3.
foot. Yeah, started the night on the right foot. And as you say, get the good prices early. Because that was it $1.80 about Gully Gum early?
Gully Gum, yeah. So, and that is, I ride it every week,
Yeah, on
but
Twitter.
very important because some of those can shorten very quickly. And he was very confident, Gully Gum, and so was the rest of the market. And he started very short,
Now-
trained by Bob Millsop,
Yeah, indeed. And Tim Gossage was here.
the big Goss. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think Tim will be here this week. He's got
Duties across the road.
Fremantle duties across the road. Now, have I told you about Snooze, Morts? Our good friends. Lane Tomic.
Lane Tomic.
Is he in Ideal Beach? I know his
Certainly
dad
is.
is.
Yeah,
Is
so
Lane
it's
in? The family.
the family. So, they wanted to get all the family involved. Come on down to Gloucester Park on a Friday or a Monday, Tuesday, whenever it might be. They bring the kids along, and
Well, he's got to show him what's he spending the inheritance on.
that's a very...
I'm doing it for you,
Yes.
is what he's saying.
Lane's going to be going, geez, I thought there was a bit more somewhere. But, yeah, you've watched it run around Gloucester Park. So,
Yeah.
no, they just love coming down and all the family and the kids come down and watch the races. And so they're in Ideal Beach and a couple of others. So
And where's
having
Snooze?
a lot of fun.
Lane's got Snooze at Coburn.
And
Cannington.
Cannington.
Yeah.
So
And
they've got 2 big stores.
all your bedding, bed frames, mattresses, but all your accessories.
Bed linen, whatever you
Lamps.
need.
Yep, go and see Lamp. Great supporters of here and great supporters of here at Tab Radio. Marty
Yeah, I heard
Young
him on the other
drive.
programs
and he
as
actually
well.
sponsors Hayden King, King's Question.
Oh, the great man.
The great man.
No, look, he's lovely people. Like we said, store down in Cannington and Coburn. Great brands, all your good beds, Sealy, Temper, Slumberland, I think Madison, up to 40 months interest-free, Michael. So doesn't matter what product you want or how you need to pay for it, go and see Elaine and the team.
Yep,
down at Snooze.
tell him that Mort sent you.
Yep.
And he'll definitely look
Extra
after
discount.
you. Yeah.
Particularly if the horse wins on Friday night.
Especially, exactly, hopefully. Indeed. Add to the inheritance. All right, let's go back a week. It's Diamond Classic. It's Pearl Classic this week for Hoist Talk. Last week it was the Trot Sins 2-year-old Diamond Classic. We had a short price favourite that night.
We did. Rightly so.
And rightly so.
She's a
Let's
star.
hope they've got the market right this week as well, Mort's just between you and me. But Wishing Bell, she pushed forward, crunch and sip, drew the one, but Wishing Bell ate and aggressive as he normally is, and why wouldn't you be on this filly? He pushed forward, and once he found the front, if there was any issues, they were just taken out of the equation. And this very, very smart filly, Wishing Bell, added another feature to a list on her way through. She's going to be awfully hard to beat in the Westbred coming up in a couple of weeks' time as we hear the break. Here is Aidan de Campo and Wishing Bell winning the $100,000 Diamond Classic.
And then Mars Attack is coming through as well. Into the straight they run though, and doing it well. It's Wishing Bell. Wishing Bell is well out in front of Category 5. Crunch and Sip comes through, grabs second near the line, but it's coming right away. Wishing Bell, a very talented filly in 28-4 and 28, and wins it easily. Good run, Crunch and Sip. Fought on well for second. Category 5 ran fourth, third, and fourth in.
There's always a lot more in store for you at Retrovision, like Retrovision's lowest price guarantee. If you find a lower price on a same-stocked item, we'll beat it. There's our 60-day price promise, where we'll refund you 120% of the difference if you find a lower advertised price on any purchase. Plus, RAC members save an extra 5% every day of the year. After 60 years, a lot has changed, but there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
And then Otis, followed by Hoppy's Way. It's Magnificent Storm in front, doing it well. It's a happy 80th birthday for Ray Williams as Magnificent Storm races home to win brilliantly from Lusaka. Golden Load, Otis, Hoppy's Way.
What a good birthday present, Morts.
I've got to tell you, he's in pretty good nick,
Very good.
Ray, for 80 years of age.
Training better than ever.
Certainly is.
Never got out of second gear. Did the superstar Magnificent Storm home in 27.9, 27.4.
Very nice. Good to see him working back into some good form, coming up for the big races.
Yeah. He's certainly going to play a major part and looks to be as good as ever, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Just great to have him back.
Yeah, it sure is, and certainly that great clash with Ronaldo. I'm sure there's going to be a few more really good clashes coming up for Magnificent Storm in the coming months. All right, this segment is brought to you by Steel Blue Boots, built for comfort, made for work. Well over 700 stockists nationwide. Mort's a mark of true skill.
They certainly are. They are Australia's leading supplier of work boots. So whatever you trade, we've got your boots. And as you know, Michael, they are designed for comfort, durability and choice. And they come backed with a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee, which is not required because they are the most comfortable boot there is.
They sure are. And you can go to steelblueboots.com.au.
Certainly can.
Yeah.
Certainly can. A mark of true skill.
Indeed. All right. Another man who's got a mark of true skill about him.
The great man, Scott Bomberhill.
He's on the line right now. How are you, Bomber?
Very well, thanks, guys. How you going?
Yeah, really good. Not a bad week last week. Kicked it off really well.
Yeah, a couple of winners there. A bit nervous with that first one. He wanted to knock off 2 or 3 times, but he had a bit on them and won pretty easily in the end. But, nice to get a result.
Certainly was. And it was a good result too.
Yeah.
+3 units, so always good to be in the positive territory, Bomber.
Sure is.
Absolutely.
All right, let's kick off. And we're going to start with race number 1 tomorrow night for our deep dive with Bomber, and it's the Hoist Talk Australia Pace over the 2130 metres. Let's have a look at the Tab Touch market. There's Mr. Copper, $51. Fly to the Finish at 19, Jill Mack 51, Linebacker $6, Louis Lebeau 19, CD3 440, High Sugar Rush I should say, had support 370 to 275. Takeout Soho Gigaro, Codename Markets also had good support, halved its quote, $7 to 360. Smoky Shadow 34, Pocket the Change 18, Franco Mecca at 20. Bomber in the first. Which way are we going?
Yeah, I thought Codename Marcus was the class runner, and despite the draw, he's no doubt probably going to have to go back off the gate, given where he's drawn. But it looks to be pretty good speed off the front of the line, I thought. So, if they can just get a bit of an early battle and this bloke sits out the back and then gets the opportunity to work into it during a sort of second or third quarter when they put the brakes on a bit, then, I think he's probably too fast for them if he's close enough. So very good turn of foot, and Aiden DeCampo to overcome the draw. I think you can reel them in late.
Well, Bomber, congratulations. You probably picked one of the hardest. Good luck. That's a real
confidence.
That's a real tough affair. That first one there is plenty of chances, and I'm glad you've found one at what price was it, Michael? Number 9.
$3.60 in from $7.
So Bomber's on, which is good. That's the important thing. So Bomber, race number 1, horse number 9, codename Marcus for Ashley Markham and Aiden DeCampo. What's our staking plan?
Yeah, 1 unit bet. I think he'll drift back out from the 360 he's got into. The $7 was too big, but 360 is probably a touch too short. But I expect him to get out to sort of $4.55. So hold on, bet late, and hope we get the money.
All right. That is codename Marcus in the first. We head to race number 2, which is the HTA Taking You to New Heights pace. It's over the short course, 1730 metres. Let's have a look at the Tab Touch market. He's good as gold. Drawn the pole, 330 to 280 is the favourite. Blue Blazer at $16. Make It Quick, 101. Major Freeway, 31. Strawny, $15. One Smart Fella for Merv Butterworth, $15 to $11. Sugar Street 26 in from 41. Soundwave $15. Gatecrasher $4.20. Good Time Louis at $4 in from $4.80. Joey James at $61 and Tanta Biddy at $11. Which way are you going in the second, Bomber?
Yeah, with the pole marker, Rads, I thought he's good as gold. He'd lead and take care of these comfortably at his best. And whilst he's, I'm not convinced he's there at the moment. 2 of his last 3 runs have been very good. He was completely luckless last time, and then when second 3 starts back, he was quite good. So if he can do enough to hold up over the mile, I think he's got the sectionals in him to be able to be too good. He's run a 155 over the long trip here at his best. So anywhere near that mark, and he's going to take plenty of beating.
Certainly got the draw, Bomber, and as you say, over the mile is going to make it extremely hard to beat for Mike Reed and Shannon Savelko. Race 2, number 1, He's Good as Gold. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, 2 units, Morts. Just hope he's at his best. I think he wins for sure.
Yep,
all right. Time to take a break. Got to pay some more bills, Morts. As we gather break, the one of the co-features was the Wasba 4 and 5 year old Mares Classic, $30,000, and Princess Katie led, scraped in by the bare as possible.
Ollie's still shaking,
and then had to withstand a protest.
Come on, mate.
It was a tough effort from Ollie.
Certainly was, but he handled it very well.
He did
very well.
He was very cool under pressure.
Better than I would have been, Michael. I can tell you.
Sure, probably better than Michael Young as well. As we gather break, here's the cool under pressure, Emily Savalco and Princess Katie.
And Cato comes out 3 wide now, and back on the inside is Get the Booth, and coming through in the middle, she's Sassy Lassie. Princess Katie's in front. Get the Booth, the centre. Candy Apple. Grand Cato can't go on. Princess Katie in front. Leads the way from Get the Booth, who's coming hard. Princess Katie just in front. Get the Booth dives at Princess Katie right on the line. Princess Katie, I think, knows to Get the Booth, but it's very close to a dead heat. Candy Apple third. She's a sassy.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Them beaten captains have time is running a very brave race on the outside, followed by Aretha, and late on the scene is Our Rich Cargo getting out and running on, but Copperhead Lady's going to walk in, and Copperhead Lady races home to win it well.
Yeah, she's a very good filly, Copperhead Lady. She's by Sweet Lou and owned by Albert and Julie Walmsley, trained and driven by Ryan Bell. That's win number 5 from start 8, 2 minors, 153,000 in prize money now. She also won the, I think, Sales Classic, did she, as a filly? Yeah, she won the Sales Classic and ran second in the Westbred, and it's a really good. I think it's a pretty good crop of fillies.
Yeah, certainly is, and couldn't have been more impressive, Michael.
Yeah, she's
Very
a
impressive.
really good filly for Ryan. And a couple of weeks in between trials, she trialled and he just kept her within herself and got beat 17. The trial was a pretty hot trial. Ryan, that was the 23rd of July, and he's produced her on the 8th of August, and absolute Learjet. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
That he does. That he does.
Indeed. All right. That's this segment, before we get to Bomber's next two, Morts, is brought to you by Loans 123, car loans, debt consolidations, or your personal finance. Who do you see?
The great man, the nude nut, Steve Sell.
Yeah, and he's a great man as well.
He is.
And you can contact him at loans123.com.au, or the very easy to remember number. I'll let you do with the whole lot.
Or 1-800 100 100. Still doing things the banks can't, Michael, and trust me, if
we needed him, he'd be there for us.
He would, and if he can't sort you, well, you've got massive issues.
Massive issues indeed.
Because he's he can take care of most things, that's for sure.
Any like if you need the kitchen redone or anything like that, he'll sort you out. Make sure you're looked after. All right, the next race we're going to look at for Bomber is race number 3. So we've gone 1, 2, 3 on the bounce for Bomber this week. And as I look at the Tab Touch market for race number 3, which is the HTA reaching for the top over the 2130 metres, and the Tab Touch, we'll have a look at the fluctuations. 290 or 270 they went up to for Hale St. Louis, got to 290. He's a pronounced favourite at 210, so still black odds, but is a favourite. Beat the Bank is at $15 in from 71 they put up. He's into 15. There's been a couple of scratchings, including Call Me What You Want from the 3. Kim's Boulder is $20. Chili Punter is $20. Princess Katie, who we just heard previously, at $19. Pete's Honour at $9. Menemshar's out again, unfortunately. Let's hope that there's not too much wrong with Menemshar. That's the second time that he's been nominated and had to scratch. Instigator, who was really good first up, 420 to 340. Dark Eyes at $9.50. Rockability at $91. And Dawson at $9. Bomber, race number 3. A couple of scratchings. Hale St. Louis, the favourite from the pole, 210. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I'm with him. I think he's the class runner. I think he'll do enough to hold up. He was very good first up in an unsuitable race when he come from last, and he hit the line better than anything there out wide. And he'll have derived plenty of benefit from that. He's not the fastest beginner in the world, but whenever he does draw low, he seems to do enough to hold up. So, Dylan wouldn't be backing him up a week later if he wasn't spot on. So I think so long as he finds the front, his record says he'll be winning.
Yes, you would think so from the draw, Bomber. Instigator couldn't have been more impressive last start, but the draw makes it particularly difficult. So from the pole there, Dylan Edgerton Green training and driving very, very well too. So race number 3, horse number 1, Hale St. Louis, Dylan Edgerton Green trains and drives. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, 3-unit bet, Morts, I fully agree. In really good form, the stable, and driving beautifully. So he'll give us a good sight.
All right, that's the race number 3. So we've done 1, 2, 3. We're now jumping to race number 10, the final event on the card, which is book your Tab Touch Punters Club table, Morts. And I've got to tell you, he's done well, Pete. I think 15 are gone. He's sold 14.
That's about.
And we're about to announce a promotion with Tab Radio, but there's only about 10 tables left, 11 tables left.
So originally I think you forecast sub
I thought
5.
10 would be great. 10 would be great. And then 15 was outstanding, and he's got there, and he's been giving me hourly updates as well.
That's good. I'm glad.
Which is really good. It's $9.90 for a table of 6. Yep. Deluxe food and beverage buffet, and you get $450 to punt with. It's $50 for the first 9 races. And there's a $3,000 winner for the winner who wins the most, and prizes for second and third, and you get to keep what you bet, what you finish with. Like, what a great deal, Morts.
It is a great deal. It's a great concept. Should be a good night. Food and beverage is always good.
On Italian night, featuring the Rich Vision Golden Nugget.
Should be a great night of racing. Should be a great night of racing.
What a great deal.
We just need to find somebody that knows how to punt, Michael.
Yeah, we do. We're no help to anyone.
No.
Have we got a table? Or
We might have to get you in. I think Ollie's already committed to a table, I think. But they haven't booked yet. So, but we might have to fly you down as a ringer, Bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Max. That's the same week as the Melbourne Cup, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes,
so I'm heading back on the Thursday anyway, I think. So yeah, I'll be keen if we can make something happen.
We'll get a table. We'll get a table, Bomber, and you can make sure you get us across the line.
Yeah, Michael and I will just pour the
We're
red
passengers.
Line.
Yep. We're passengers.
As always.
We'll give you moral support.
Yep.
But you can go to gloucesterpark.com.au to book your table, and what a great value. And it's going to be, tell you what, there's going to be plenty of sledging there, I reckon, as well between tables. There's a few rivalries going on, which is really good.
I would think so.
All right, let's have a look at the Tab Touch markets for the final event. It's Trouble Supreme at $4.40, open up at $2.80. Master Leighton, $11 into $7.50. Cover notes are scratching. World Secret, $17. Middle Page, $23. Cloud 9, $31. Travel Band, $14. Max Better, its favourite, $6.50 to $3.40 in an open race. Another open race that Bombers picked out for us. Ideal Tomato at $51. Then we got Captain Confetti at $12. Lenora Jane at $7.50. And Little Happy Fellas had support as well, $7 to $4.20. Tell you what, this is a very open race. Mort's thought the first race was probably the most open. I reckon this is. Bomber, as they come to you, which way are you going?
Had this bloke have drawn barrier 1, I would have all but declared him. He's bursting to win a race, and that's Master Leighton. He gets a really good chance to cross still. I think Trouble Supreme, not the fastest beginner in the world. And, I think if Toby gets really aggressive on Master Leighton, he can cross. And he led at Bunbury recently, ran a cracker. His recent form is much better than the figures suggest. And, if he does find the front, I think he's an even money chance.
Even money chance. Master Leighton, I'm absolutely of no help to you in that last race. And Michael's...
It's tough.
Exactly. Same page. That is a tough one to get out on, Bomber, but we have no doubt
We do like
at
back
all.
in the last winners.
Yep,
though.
we do. We've got no doubt you'll deliver. Race 10 at 10 p.m. Number 2, Master Leighton for Graham Gilbert and Toby Lynn. Toby Lynn in very good form.
Yeah, driving winners.
Very good form. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
2 units more. It's all eggs in at the start. If he crosses, I'm very confident he's going to win one very soon, and this could well be it.
2 units.
$7.50 as well.
Not here for a haircut, Michael. It's all in.
Bomber, we haven't had a multi for a while. Have you got a multi for us on this night?
I actually do, Rads. I come up with one. It's 3 that 2 in particular that I'm really keen on, and the third one I think can win as well, but I put in for the place. So you may or may not be happy with my first leg. That's race 5, number 2, Ideal Beach. I think the barrier draws just have him winning. He'll roll to the front, and with the main danger sort of stuck inside the second line, I think he'll be winning. I would have probably backed him to win the race regardless of barrier draws, but given the way they've come up, I'm more than happy to be with him. Into race 7, number 7, He's a Sport. He's just the class runner, and expect him to take care of these. And race 8, number 12, Rebline for the place. 3 off the second line, going to slot into the running line, and will be flying late. Could well win the race, but very confident it runs a place.
All right, so we're at 5-2 the win, Ideal Beach. Very happy about that, Bomber. 7-7 a win, He's a Sport. And Rebline, race 8, number 12, a place. It's $1.60, $1.36, $1.38, $1.32. The multi, $2.47, almost 6-4.
Beautiful. That'll do us.
We'll take that. All right, that's with Tab Touch.
Very good.
All right.
Very good.
Bomber, I hope you're right.
Particularly on leg 1.
Yeah. I hope you get your multi up more than anything else. We're with you.
Yeah.
Good week last week. Let's hope we can continue it, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck, and have a great night.
Good on you.
Thank you, Bomber.
He's going great guns.
Yeah, he is. Always does.
Good man.
Has the odd hiccup, as we all do, as we know.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Straight back in. Now, Trotsin's part of Ideal Beach with you, Morts, we're great to be part of it.
It's great.
And there's going to be plenty of our owners out there. I think we've got 40 in a function tomorrow night.
That's terrific. That's what it's all about. Get them to the track.
To watch Ideal Beach go around as part of our Trotsin.
Geez, they'll be excited.
Won't they? Yeah, they already are.
You won't be able to see.
I've already had a couple of calls. Yeah. Charlie's called me today. Charlie's he's in so many of our Trots in horses. Always takes a share.
Terrific bloke too, Charlie.
Yeah, he came to the sales with us as well. Sat at our table and had a chat. But he's also in Blazeaway. And last week in the Trotsin joined the fun, aptly named race for Blazeaway. Abby Vidovich jumped in the cart, only one drive for the night. And
that was a great win.
Michael came up and did a
was very
quick interview. And
very confident.
He virtually said the more you put on, the more you win.
Yeah, no, it was terrific.
And he found the front. Got easy sections out in front as well. She rated it beautifully out in front, Abby. Once she got the 31-7, 31-1, it was a matter of just letting him run home, and she did that. As we go to the break, here's Blazeaway, winning the Trotsin joined the fun syndicate, 25-36 metres. He's heading towards the Westbred 4-year-old $100,000 race on W night, and he's got to be a main player on the back of this. As we go to the break, here is Abby Vidovich, teaming up with Michael Young and Blazeaway, winning the race number 6 last week.
Soundwave, but Blazeaway's got a big lead over Soho Gigolo, the inside of Soundwave, and further back is CD3, but Blazeaway has marched right away from Soundwave, and Blazeaway bolted in. Blazeaway won by about 15 metres.
New Mazda.
Yep, I love it. We got it from Bayswater Mazda.
I keep hearing great things about them.
They're fantastic to deal with. Great people, great coffee too.
At Bayswater Mazda, you'll always be well looked after. Visit the team today and find the best drive-away deals on new Mazdas and pre-owned vehicles. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda.
So's the coffee.
Go and see Bayswater Mazda at the corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, Bayswater. DL 25174.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael.
Get out. Marto trying to get out. Recover Lover the inside. Wider out. Then you came along, but Gully Gum is nicely clear. Recover Lover the inside. Then you came along down the outside. But a nice win to Gully Gum. And Gully Gum races home to beat.
Well, we've given Bob so many reps, Morts. We thought we'd play Gully Gum.
Yeah, no, good win. Heavily supported.
Yep. Into what was it, $1.36 in the end or something like that?
Took a little while to get to the front. Had to hold a few off, but in the end was too good. And
racing in great form.
That's one you had to get the early prices on, Michael.
Yep, indeed. Lauren Harper got the drive for Gully Gum, and geez, he's done a good job as a horse, Gully Gum. What's that? He's won now 13 of 37 with 116.
Done very well in the stables.
Taken a couple of big scalps as well in his career.
Stables firing, and Lauren Harper in front.
Yep.
Very good driver.
Yep.
I mean, good driver, but just seems to excel in front.
Yep. No, very good effort there from Gully Gum, Lauren, and of course Bob. This segment's brought to you by Bayswater Mazda. Driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, and plenty of cars there, Morts, as you drive past, going to Bayswater, through Bayswater.
Plenty of very nice pre-owned vehicles. We just used to call them used cars.
We used to. Yeah.
But they're now called pre-owned vehicles.
Pre-loved.
Got plenty of stock of the new ones, but the new CX60 hybrid.
Don't they look good?
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. So get down and see the team there at Bayswater Mazda, in there in Bayswater, corner of Garrett Road and Guildford Road in Bayswater. Great team, great service, great cars, and
they look after you.
The best coffee, Michael.
They do. They looked after you and Sinker, and look after everyone.
Plenty of us.
Yeah,
they're
indeed.
A good team with.
They sure are.
Good supporters.
All right, so we've got coming up Narrogin as the co-meeting on Friday night with Gloucester Park, Bunbury with the Country Oaks, and of course Albion Park this Saturday night. We've got the big triad finals there, Q-bred races. As we welcome in Ollie Cownie. Ollie in the studio with us. We're graced by your presence. Welcome.
I am. Great to be on, Morts, Rads. Hopefully I can tip a few more winners this week than I have in the last couple of weeks. I heard Mort say earlier that can be forgiven for a galloper, but I'll take that one on the chin. And you shouldn't be picking horses that gallop. So
unfortunately for Aiden, he's got a stack of ability. Probably looks like he's probably best colt maybe, or his best boy as a 2-year-old. Wheels of Fortune's going very well, but going into the heats, he looked like the one, and unfortunately galloped in the heat and then backed it up and galloped again on Saturday night.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if he was running. I went to go and watch the race, and he wasn't in the picture, and I thought, maybe he's the one horse on the outside, had similar colours to Aiden, and, I think about 600 metres in the race, I thought, he must be galloping, so... he does have a lot of ability, and I think he'll be a really nice horse going forward when he figures everything out.
Yeah, Aiden will sort him out, and he's got the heats of the Westbred coming up, and into the Big W night, which is going to be a great night, the first week of September, with the two $215,000 2-year-old races, $200,000 3-year-old races, and this year the 4-year-olds have been moved there, so there's two
terrific
$100,000 4-year-old.
Terrific to see.
Yeah,
nothing better than just big race after big race after big race.
Yeah, so it's W night on the Friday night here at Gloucester Park, and then the Saturday we have the Eureka at Menangle the next night. So a big weekend of harness racing, and they're starting to get sorted out, the slots. Probably not as much interest this year with us, with no WA representative like we had last year with Never Ending, when we were counting it down and getting into it. But tell you what, the 3-year-olds are to the fore this year, Ollie.
Yeah, and I think that might play a little bit of a factor in maybe it not being spoken about as much. With the 4-year-olds, you've had another year to build your profile as a horse, running a few bigger races, and we haven't probably seen that this year. The 4-year-old crop probably isn't quite as strong as it has been, and it really does look, if ever, like this year could be the year for the 3-year-olds.
Certainly not as strong as the two previous crops that have come through, and even over in WA, I don't think our crop that is going through the 4-year-olds now is as strong as definitely the previous year, which was a super year, or maybe even the couple coming through. But you get those years, and you can only beat what you have to beat.
Oh, absolutely, and there's certainly some nice 3-year-olds to make up for those. For maybe the lack of depth in the 4-year-old ranks. Obviously, doesn't look like there's any leap to fame there or never endings, but you never know.
Baby's case pretty good, so we'll see how he measures up. So you went a cracking race as a 3-year-old in the event. He was the only 3-year-old last year in the race. This year, probably go to half the field.
Yeah, I think that race last year, it was just so slowly run. It was hard to really work out which horses were sort of, real stars, real nice horses, because they just simply went too slow. And going that slow, you're probably not going to break anything. Everything's going to be able to keep up, and you're probably all going to come home in sort of the same bunch. So I think I probably wouldn't read into the format of last year too much for the 3-year-olds going to this year.
Mort's has already put it behind him. I don't think he's watched the race again. And what race? Were we even in Sydney?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don Hugo? Don who?
It was a good weekend though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And
it was a great experience.
It was.
Really
and in the end, like you look at the form and you look at what's come out of it. Don Hugo went on to win an Inter Dominion and Miracle Mile, and he certainly, if you thought that it was substandard, you're incorrect.
It was a The form's been franked, and of course driven by El McCarthy. Geez, they're always hard to beat, Michael,
aren't they? L.A. McCarthy.
Yep, one of the best.
All right, we have Friday night Narrogin. We've got 5:40 is the first race, and we have 6 races on the card at Narrogin. And then we head to Bunbury, which is the feature is the Country Oaks. The first at 5:44 p.m. there, and there's 7 races on Saturday night. And as I said, Albion Park, there's a big triad final race series there. They're equivalent to our W night. The first is at 3:42 our time, and we'll go through them because no doubt Ollie's picked out a couple of really good. The 2- and 3-year-old races are really good, particularly the 2-year-old races. There's some really nice horses going around there, Ollie.
Yeah, there certainly is. It looks like a fantastic race. That 2-year-old race particularly, we saw a couple of them go around in the $500,000 Proto Star, and probably didn't have a lot of luck in Fight for Victory, and Fire and Passion got knocked over at the start, and that was probably the end of their race there, but they both still ran on pretty well in the end.
Indeed. All right, we're going to kick off at Narrogin, which runs alongside Gloucester Park tomorrow night. As I see, 6 races, the first at 5:40. What do you got for us, Ollie?
I've got one in the second race for us, and it's Better Have Faith. I thought this horse was really good last start. She was more than a month between runs there when going around at Kellerberrin, and sat out outside the leader and just proved too good in the end. I think she'll probably derive a lot of benefit out of that run, and this race doesn't look overly strong. Certainly the one I do respect in the race is Atomic Feel, who was having its first start for Aiden de Campo last start at Gloucester Park, and probably what was a much stronger race there, and that was behind the Trots in horse as well, Blaze Away. So that certainly looks pretty strong form, but I'm keen to be with Better Have Faith, and I think she is actually a better driven as a sit sprinter, and we know how good Abby Vidovic is going at the moment, so certainly going to be hard to hold out there. And then in the fifth race, I've got another one here which I like, and it's
is it a Peter Anderson trained horse?
It actually is, yeah. What are the chances? Yeah, no, it's interesting to see a race where only the one trainer has every runner in the field, but yeah, I thought No Messing About's going okay, and that last start run was really good there, running second. And I think it has enough gate speed to probably find the top, and then has options from there. Monterio last start was a winner of that race, and they actually ran home 28.3, which is sharp enough for that sort of grade, the 3-year-old. So if No Messing About can find the pegs and hand over to stablemate by Royal Command, I think can run a pretty good race there and hopefully finish in the money somewhere.
All right, there we have it in Origin on Friday night. Then we head to Bunbury on Saturday night. Good meeting, the 7 races, and the feature is a very good 3-year-old race, this Country Oaks, worth $30,000. What do you got for us?
It's a really good card, isn't it? There's a lot of good races, and I was flicking through each race and thought, there's probably a few races here which are going to be really interesting, and certainly could play a few angles in a few of them, and one of those races is race 3, and I've gone with a horse here that is first up from a spell, but we know he's got good ability and better move along. I think this race looks likely to generate a pretty good early tempo. I think Artful Major will be probably sent forward at the start, and he'll be looking to hold the advantage on Rock Me Over, who's drawn to his outside and certainly looks the hardest to beat, I thought, in this race. After a really tough effort last start, Rock Me Over, and again has the services of Abby Vidovic, but hopefully if there is a bit of speed on, I think that could set it up perfectly for Better Move Along, who was really good last time in, and he seems to love that genuine early tempo for him to be running on late, and I think given he is first up, we might get a slightly better price there, and it looks a really good each way angle there. And then later on the card, probably I thought the best race of the night, the Oaks. Some really nice fillies going around in this race, and I've just gone with the one that has the barrier draw, and that's Bull Shark Betty. I've been really impressed by her this time in. She's run second and then 3/3 consecutively, but probably hasn't had a lot of luck in a few of those races, and she really seems to now be nearing peak fitness, nearing peak form, and if she's able to potentially take the sit on the stablemate, I think she can be really dangerous there over the 2,500. And she's also moved into the stable of Aiden de Campo, and we know how good he is with juvenile horses. So she's certainly going to be hard to hold out.
Yeah, that's an important stable change there for Bull Shark Betty. She's been very good as a 2- and 3-year-old, and yeah, she's got the draw advantage with Kyle Symington aboard. It's Martine, the stablemate, on her outside, who won the 3-year-old Sales Classic, I think, from memory. Really bit of the Vera won the Diamond Classic as a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, and Rayonette, who was last year's 2-year-old filly of the year. So it's probably as good of Oaks as you could have hoped for the Westbred fillies, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. Yeah, It's Martine is probably the one that's really just shown incredible ability at times, and at times she's been a little bit enigmatic and done a few things wrong, but we know her best is very good, and as you mentioned, those other horses, they've certainly got good resumes too. So I'm keen to be with Bull Shark Betty, but certainly wouldn't surprise if a couple of the others were able to take this race out.
And also not a bad 2-year-old fillies to kick off the night as well. There's a few backing up from the Diamond Classic, Crunch and Sip. Trixie Dora, who'd been through the heats, and a few others. So, yeah, a 2-year-old fillies that was a 0-2 wins. It's a full field. Good to see that coming through, and obviously a lot of them getting ready for the Westbred heats in a couple of weeks' time. So, good meeting at Bunbury on Saturday night, I should say. Albion Park also Saturday night. We have the big Triad Finals, the QBED Triad Finals. What do you got for us at Albion Park, the Creek?
I won't make us wait too long here. I've got one for us in the first, and I thought this horse would nearly be able to find the front, and if she does find the front, I think she's going to be incredibly hard to beat, and that's Miss Baking Cole. She's really been quite impressive for the stable of Graham Dwyer this time in. She was an impressive winner a couple of starts ago over the 2100, and her runs prior have all been really good. At 5 starts ago, she ran a great second there at Albion Park behind a pretty smart horse in Fern Cornell, and they ran 154.8 for the 2100, and that's fast time. So she steps back to the mile here, and if she does find the front, yeah, she's certainly going to be the one to beat, and I think she's a pretty backable price at the moment, and it looks like her dangers are going to be off the pegs and chasing, and that's not really somewhere you want to be at Albion Park.
I can tell you on Tab Touch, there's the market's up for all races at Albion Park on Saturday night, and Miss Bay King Cole, $4.80. $4.80 from Barrier 3. Grant Dixon, as always, got a formidable team. He's got 6 of the 10 runners in the opening event. You've gone away with him. You've gone to the Dwyer camp to kick the night off. What else you got for us at Albion Park?
We're waiting for later in the night for this one, and it's probably not one that Mort's is going to like a great deal. It's a 3-year-old trotters race, but it is from the mobile, so we're not going to the stand start. And I thought one in this race was really impressive on debut. Manifest the Billy. This is the sibling of Susan Is Her Name, so really well bred, this horse, and it's obviously taken a while to get this horse to the races. He's only started as a 3-year-old last start, and he looked to hit the line really powerfully late. And I thought his trial prior to running in this race was really good as well. It really caught the eye, and he looks like a horse with good ability. He does draw gate 7, and it is quite hard to run on out Albion Park, but I think one format you can run on is in the trotters, so I'm hoping that there's a bit of speed on early. I think there will be. Down South Daisy likes to go forward, and I think Farouk he'll work around it at some stage in the race and put himself into it. And if that speed is on, Manifest the Billy, with the benefit of that first up run, I think he's going to be powering home and looks a really good each-way bet.
All right, $12 and $3 with Tab Touch, Manifest the Billy. Only had the one start. Taylor McMullen in the bike. And just before you go, I'll get a tip in the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings for the Triad race number 4. Fire and Passion's $1.45. Can the stablemate beat him?
I don't think so. I think at this stage, Fire and Passion just looks a real professional. He looks like a horse that's pretty straightforward and can really be put into the race when he needs to be. And I think he'll probably just be driven pretty quietly early. He'll come across with Hugo, who's brilliant off the gate, and then he might let Timmy Tao go, and I think he'll work to the front and probably be too good for them. Fight for Victory will certainly be thereabouts. I think he might work around to the breeze and look to stay on from there, but I think Fire and Passion, he just looks the complete product, and he looks a really good young juvenile horse, and horses like that which do everything right as a 2-year-old, they tend to be the ones that win a lot of races rather than the ones with a lot of ability that do a few things wrong, like Fight for Victory.
All right, and Barsby's in the same race, named after our good mate Chris. Got off the canvas to win the heat. Barsby is a great call.
He didn't look
He's
likely.
An ox. He's an ox.
He didn't look likely at one stage, Barsby, and I was on him at about $1.60. I thought, what have you taken $1.60 for? But at the end of the race, I was a genius. So
we might get a good saying out of him if he looks like he's going to win, Barsby.
He's a champion. Yeah,
he's a good man, Chris Barsby, and he'll tell you what, he'll be all psyched up for Q-Breed night, because there's a lot of good horses going around, a lot of the locally bred horses, and he'll be right on song on Saturday night, I'm telling you.
Oh, he certainly will. It's a fantastic concept, and now we've got the same thing in WA, which is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to that night, which is coming up pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, it's the first week of September, as I said, W night. Really looking forward to it, and already there's going to look some great clashes before we even get to it. There's heats for the 2 and 3-year-olds. About 10 or so days before. I think there's the 3-year-olds might be at Pinjarra, and then the 2-year-olds at Gloucester Park. Pinjarra. So there you go. Mort's is all over it.
So you'll use up the bad draw in the heat for Ideal Beach, and then get the good one in the final again.
Well, if that happens to work out like that, we'll take it every day of the week. But
would be happy. Ollie.
But as Robbie said in his interview today with Digby and Taylor, you know you got to get bad barriers through the sea, and he should be in every bout, El Maestro. So you'll think he'll get luck at some stage in one of those big races as far as barrier draws goes. But I'm really looking forward to see how he goes. And great race with Idle Beach there.
It certainly looks pretty hard for him now, doesn't it? Though inside back row,
it does. Yeah,
the danger's drawn perfectly. He can sort of just not even come out that hard. He knows the lead's there probably from anything in the field, so can work to the lead. And if they keep Robbie locked up, I think it's going to be pretty hard for him.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great race. Mort's has got to be here, which is the main thing.
Looking forward to it. It will be a good race. El Maestro looks like it's a really smart type.
Yeah, no, he's a
really smart type. So hopefully it's one of many clashes we see of those two horses and others. Yeah. The upcoming 2-year-old races.
Yeah, indeed.
Should be great.
Only got to get better, I think.
Yes.
All right, Ollie, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much,
for
guys.
coming in. Morts, another big show.
Thank you, Michael.
Justin was
very good,
informative as usual.
Yep, loved chatting to Merv. He was terrific.
And Bomber.
Yep,
I think he's picked a couple that are tough this week, but tell you what, could reap the benefits in our account.
He's had to dive into almost impossible.
Yeah,
but he's had a crack, which is good.
Indeed, could help our bank account.
Correct, yeah. There's no point tipping $1.20 winners.
That's not what we're here for.
No. So he's found some value. The only difference is he's got a lot more ability than me, which is why he found them.
Indeed. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Michael.
See you here tomorrow night.
Thank you, Ollie.
Thanks. Good luck tomorrow night with your runners as well, Morts. You get Ronaldo getting close to that $1 million mark.
He must go pretty close.
He won't be far off. At all.
So
might be a couple if he wins.
Really exciting.
Yeah,
very exciting.
We might do a countdown after that.
It's something I know that Justin's loved Ronaldo from the first day. He's
been such good at every age group. He's never missed a battle, and some of those, and he's been unlucky not to win a couple of those extra ones. Like he's been
one more step, and
he's in front.
Cup.
Yeah,
but that's racing.
Exactly.
Get good. Like Robbie said, you get good draws,
that's
bad
right.
draws, interference, not interference, and
he won a Fremantle Cup. Was great drive by Emily, where he's lobbed after the favourite galloped and was good enough to take advantage.
Yep.
All right, Morts. Let's hope that you get a double tomorrow night. That'll be great.
That'll be great.
Thanks to Amelia for pressing the buttons. As I said, Bomber, Ollie, again, Merv and Justin, thank you for their time. Until next week. Hopefully we've found a few winners. It's bye for now.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Talking Trots for Snooze, Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.